Oh my god, it's finally happening. I'm so excited right now.
If I had a
Yay.
nickel,
A nickel for what?
every time I heard that, I'd have no nickels. But you're right, it is happening.
It is happening. This
It's
is
the day,
like
the day we've been waiting for.
this is like Halloween and Christmas and my birthday all rolled into one. I'm so happy,
Into one day.
right? Into the best day.
Friday the 13th, baby.
Exactly.
Let's
I
fucking
mean,
go.
it's not Friday the 13th today, but it's always Friday the 13th in my heart. In
Yeah, I
case,
get it.
that wasn't already fucking crystal clear.
Yeah. Crystal clear, like
Oh my
Crystal Lake.
Oh my God, that was an accident, a happy accident.
Just like me.
Wow. Okay.
Bit of law for you.
All right. Well, I'm happy you made it and that you're here with us.
You were planned though, right?
I'm a miracle baby.
Miracle Marianne.
Yeah, not only was I planned, my parents tried for like 13 years,
Lucky number.
and I only came along once they gave up.
You're a twist ending.
Oh my God, I am. And also a bit of a jump scare at times.
Don't want to say
So,
anything.
wow. Rude. No, this might be like the happiest day of my life. Okay, that's a little bit of an
Yeah.
exaggeration, but
Damn, you're stuck here with me, so it can't be.
it's a very happy day. It definitely ranks up there.
And it's going to be the first of many Friday episodes, I think.
It is. I mean, we're going to try and space them out, but
I mean, at
how
least
how long
12.
we've been doing this podcast now for 3 months or 2 months. When did we started in July?
This is episode 12, so it's going to be like 3 months, isn't it?
Yeah,
If I
three
know my
months.
weeks.
And we said we didn't want to do a Friday episode right out the gate. We wanted to kind of pace ourselves. And I just want to pat myself on the back for lasting 3 months. I couldn't take it anymore. We had to do this.
We made it 12 episodes. I mean, 13 would have probably been better, but we didn't think about it like that. But then there's 12 Friday movies, so let's just say that that's what it was based on.
I'm actually kind of bummed now that we didn't save this for the 13th episode.
I literally only just thought of it as well, so I should have just
All right.
kept my mouth shut.
Well, I guess we'll have to
Many
do
such
another
cases.
Friday episode for the 13th episode, 2 in a row. No, I'm
You think?
joking. No, I mean, we have to space them out a bit. Like, there's only 12 movies. I say only, but I would want like 143 if I could have them.
Absolutely.
But that's just me. But yes,
There's a
we're,
few people. I think it's probably my favourite horror franchise now. Largely thanks to you brainwashing me,
I mean, you're
rewatching it
welcome.
with me all the time. Yeah.
You're welcome for fixing you. Because that's what I
Okay. Yeah.
did.
Sure.
I fixed your heart.
I'm still a work in progress, but you've done work.
It's not going to be the best franchise to everyone, and that's fine. But I truly believe that it is the most consistent franchise. Even though there are a lot of people that shit on New Blood and Manhattan, I really think there's like something for everyone in every movie.
Yeah, for sure. But there's a couple that I personally don't like, but 2 out of 12, that's not bad.
Same, and we both dislike the same too. Well, that's actually, no, what, that's not true.
You don't really dislike one anymore. You've softened.
I have softened, and maybe I'll soften on Freddy versus Jason one of these days. Probably not, but
Yeah. I think you
we
said
can hope.
before that you think it's a good Nightmare on Elm Street movie, just not a good Friday movie.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind of how I feel, although I don't
like
think it's a good movie. Period.
it's a,
Still.
it's at the bottom of my Friday ranking, and I think not quite at the bottom of my Freddy ranking.
Yeah. It's kind of a hot take nowadays.
Everybody
We're in the
loves Freddy
minority.
versus Yeah, everybody loves Freddy versus Jason. Look, there's some stuff I like about it, but anyways, we're not talking about Freddy
No.
versus Jason today.
We'll talk about the OG.
And I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be a very long episode compared to the others. So I'm going to stifle my thoughts on the other movies until we cover them.
Good idea. Can it, lady?
Thank you for that.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you for reining me in. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You get to thank me now. I was thanking you like a minute ago.
Yes,
We've come full circle so fast.
I get to thank you now. I feel like of all the OG movies, so Nightmare, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Child's Play, this one is the most slandered. And I'm going to be honest, it hurts my heart. I get that there's no Jason, and look, you're not going to meet anybody in this world that loves Jason more than me. But Pamela Voorhees is a fucking icon in her
Yes.
own right. And if you love Jason so much, there's 11 other movies that have plenty of Jason. This movie, we don't have Jason. And if you don't believe me, just ask Drew Barrymore. She'll tell you. But um,
References.
there's no Jason, but it has so many other things that are so special. The vibes are just immaculate summer vibes, even though it was shot in the fall, which you can tell by the foliage on the
Sure.
wide shots of the lake. But perfect summer vibes. The score is amazing. You've got some really nice cinematography. Um, and the whole like whodunit aspect leading up to the reveal. And then of course the effects. I mean, Tom Savini is a god.
Yes. Some really good 80s effects in this one.
Yes.
Good everything. Like you say, it's not for everyone, but it is for us.
It is. And
Should
I'm gonna stifle my gatekeeping. I wish it got as much love from horror fans as the other OG movies. Like, people want to call TCM and Halloween and Nightmare classics, and they are. I'm not debating that.
but
But
this
this
is
is a
too.
classic too. We wouldn't have Jason without this movie. Opened a floodgate, and I maintain that this movie is a classic. It's really, in a lot of ways, kind of revolutionized the horror genre,
It did. Especially during the 80s.
and it's so heavily copied and imitated. Yeah, it hurts my heart when I see slander on this movie. People call it boring.
No, it's
It's
not.
not. If you think it's boring, please fix your heart for me,
And
because you're
me.
hurting my feelings right now. You're hurting
Mo-
both of our feelings right now.
yeah, I mean, it's mostly her, but I'd like it if you changed your minds too. Should we get into it?
Let's get into it. We're at Camp Crystal Lake, and it's 1958,
Good times.
and we hear the dulcet tones of a camp sing-along, which so nostalgic for me. I guess if you've never been to camp, you
I
would
have
never
not.
understand. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really have the same effect. It evokes so many memories for me. But we get this camp sing-along, and Barry and Claudette are fucking making eyes at each other. Like, come fuck me eyes.
Totally. While singing Hallelujah.
Seriously. He just wants the song to end so he can get his dick wet, and I respect it.
Yeah. He wants a different kind of Hallelujah.
He does. And then finally, the song ends, and it's sexy time. So
They sneak away.
they sneak away to an attic to have sex.
As you do.
And Claudette has a very important question for Barry.
She does, which you didn't notice for a while until I pointed it out one day. Does Marianne kiss better than me?
Oh my god.
To
Yes,
which we
yes.
say no.
Fuck you. Wow.
What?
Yes, she does. She does kiss better than her.
What better than Marianne?
Wait, I'm
You
so
got it
confused.
backwards. She asked if Marianne kisses better.
And she does.
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn,
You've got it
I'm
backwards,
slandering you.
right?
We say yes.
We do say yes.
Well done, Marianne. You caught that. I'm here denying your kissing abilities.
Wow. That's fine. That's
Fuck that
fine.
hoe.
But before they can get down to business, somebody that we don't see, by the way, the killer is obviously, if you're just catching up, this is a whodunit, and the killer is unseen for the entirety of the movie, at least until the third act,
Yeah, and we get a bunch of shots there from the killer's POV, including in this scene.
including in this scene when the killer arrives in the attic. And at first you kind of wonder what's happening. Are they about to have a threesome? Is
I
somebody
personally wasn't wondering that, but okay.
is somebody just there to watch? Who knows?
Been
But
known to
no.
happen.
No, unfortunately, that's not the case, and before they can get down to business, they're both killed.
Yeah, the guy gets stabbed in the stomach, and we don't really see what happens to the girl. We sort of cut away on her scream, it freeze frames, but it's safe to assume that she's dead.
It is. Shout out to Barry for being the first on screen kill of the franchise.
Love that for him.
And yeah, then we get this shot of Claudette as the killer is advancing on her. I think this shot is pretty iconic. I don't know how you feel,
Yes.
but it just freeze frames on her screaming, looking terrified, and also a little bit like a sex doll. And Barry does make a point before he's killed of telling the killer that we weren't doing anything.
Yeah, it's not what it looks like.
Exactly. It's a different kind of milk.
God. And then we get the
And
credits
then we get the credits with, the title card that I love.
and the Manfredini score.
the Manfredini score. This movie would not be anywhere near as good as it is if it wasn't for Manfredini's score.
Yeah, it's a really great score. Very harsh as well.
It
It
is.
doesn't let up. It's very distinctive.
What a fucking icon. We love you, Harry Manfredini.
Is he still around?
Of course he is.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how old he was when he did this.
I don't know how old he was. He wasn't that old.
Okay, love that for him.
But he's an absolute icon, and he's done a Swamp Thing, House 2, Second Story. That's a little less impressive. Wishmaster.
That's impressive. That's a
It
good
is.
movie.
The Anna Nicole Smith story. That's interesting.
Another banger, I'm sure.
No, he's done a lot of great stuff, but this is definitely like the best and most important thing he's ever done.
True that.
And yes, he's still around. He does conventions. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him yet. Hopefully one day. But we're now in the present day, Friday the 13th, and Annie is walking through Blairstown, which is the actual town where it was filmed, and I'm not sure if we're supposed to believe that like this town is called Crystal Lake. I don't think they actually ever specify the name of the town.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just the camp. The camp is Crystal Lake. And the lake, of course.
Yes, of course.
But this is our final go, right?
No, this is not our final girl. We do get final girl bait and switch and more, I want to say more modern horror, even though
Yeah.
80s is not modern. I
Yeah,
don't
it
think,
wasn't a common thing.
no, it wasn't. And they follow Annie, and I don't want to say you get invested in her, 'cause it's not like there's this huge character development, but they follow her around enough that you get a pretty good idea that she would be the final girl. Alas, she's not. But for now, she goes to the diner in town looking for directions to Camp Crystal Lake. And when she asks, all the patrons just turn and stare at her incredulously, like, oh God, you're
There's this
going
great
there?
reaction shot of her. She's sort of looking from one person to the other. Awkward.
She's looking at them like they're the crazy ones, and they're looking at her like she's the crazy one. There's a nice gentleman named Enos who offers to drive her, and just as they're leaving the diner to get into his truck, we get introduced to probably the second most iconic character in this movie. His name is Crazy Ralph. He's a diva,
Totally. He's the
and
real final girl of this movie.
he is,
He
because he does
survives.
survive. But he informs Annie that she'll never come back again, and that the camp has a death curse,
Got a death curse.
and that you're doomed. You're all doomed.
And she certainly is, but she doesn't realise that yet.
No, she doesn't. Enos calls Ralph a nuisance. Then they get in the truck and further elaborates that Ralph is crazy, and that's when Enos gets into the Camp Crystal Lake lore. A boy drowned in 1957, kids murdered in 1958, multiple fires, and the water was bad in 1962. And then he tells her to quit because the place is cursed.
Yeah, he sort of calls Ralph crazy and then starts singing from the same hymn sheet.
Well,
Guy's like bipolar.
well, that's it, and that's
Pick,
exactly what she says. You're starting to sound like your friend Ralph back there.
pick a lane, bro.
Oh, so Enos drops her off in front of the Moravian Cemetery in Hope, New Jersey, and she continues on foot. And then we get Jack, Marcy, and Ned. That's established that they're camp counselors. And Marcy comments to Ned that sex is the only thing he ever thinks about.
Rightly so.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Ned is problematic, as we see later in the movie, but,
Yeah, just a bit.
you know, but his takes on sex are very relatable. Just mainly the fact that that's all he ever thinks about. Me too. So
I love that for you.
they arrive at the camp and they meet the owner, Steve Christie.
He's chopping
Out.
wood.
He's chopping wood. Well, he's trying to dig a stump out. We also meet Alice, another camp counselor. Well, sorry. We also meet Alice, Brenda, and Bill, all of them camp counselors. And we learn very quickly that Steve and Alice are involved. To what extent, we don't know, but
Yeah, they're involved-ish.
they're involved-ish. She makes a comment about how she drew him last night, like one of her French girls.
I was just about to say the same
I
thing.
knew it. She wants to leave. She makes it seem like she wants to leave. He says that this is not her cup of tea. I don't know what part he's talking about. And she says she has to leave to take care of something, and he convinces her to stay just one more week. Little does she know, she'll only be spending one more night.
Lucky her. She
Yeah.
wins, really, when you think
That-
about it.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. It's very obvious, like right from the jump, that somebody is watching them. You get a lot of shots from somebody else's point of view. We don't know who, but it's very clear that somebody is kind of lurking on them.
Yeah.
In Victor Miller's original script, he had this idea I'm really kind of sad that they didn't go through with it. His idea was that the killer was missing a finger. And that
Okay.
in every shot where you see the killer, well, every shot where you see the killer but you don't see their face, they were going to kind of zoom in on this hand that was missing a finger. And that was going to be the defining characteristic of the killer. And that was going to be the thing that made it clear to the viewers that you were looking at the killer. Alas, they did not have the budget for that. But I've always liked that idea. I wish we would have gotten to see it like that, but
Yeah, it could have been interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's not anything that really matters ultimately, but I think it would have been
Would
just
have just been in nice little detail.
a nice little piece of lore. Maybe, Pamela Voorhees was the Crystal Lake camp cook way back when. So maybe she lost a finger in a kitchen accident, you know?
Totally.
The
Hmm.
owner, Steve Christie, he gets into his Jeep. He just tells all these counselors, to keep working. He's not really my favorite character. Kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I mean, he's not in it too much, really.
He's not. And I mean, it should be noted that he's older. We don't know how much older. Um,
But a little bit.
and look, Alice is not underage, but the whole relationship just gives groomer vibes. It's a little weird. Because he's her boss. I'm sure there's some labor union somewhere that would have something to say about this relationship if we were in 2025, but it's the 80s, so surprised he's not banging more of his counselors.
Maybe that was the plan.
Maybe.
It's hard to execute in a day.
And then we get our first problematic moment with Ned where he almost kills my final girl, the final girl of my heart, Brenda.
Same, same. We love Brenda.
We
Best
love
best
Brenda.
character for me.
Yeah. And it's
That's
no
not Crazy Ralph or Pamela.
exactly. And it's no shade to Alice.
No.
I don't dislike Alice. I just find her I always found her to be a little bit kind of vanilla.
Yeah, she's kind of your average bland 80s slasher final girl.
She's just there and
But
she doesn't die. Good
the
for her.
supporting characters are more interesting.
They are.
At least for
Brenda's
us.
a vegetarian. She likes to smoke weed and play strip Monopoly. She should have been the final girl. Ned almost kills her with an arrow while she's setting up the archery range. So, fuck you, Ned.
Yeah. Does she say that too? I know she does have some choice words for him, but I can't remember who she said fuck you. Probably not, because
No.
it'd be in 1980.
I don't even think there are any F bombs dropped in this movie.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm scanning my brain right now. I don't think anybody says the F word in this movie,
That's good though. Like, Carl's mum would love this movie.
right?
Horrific, deplorable violence is okay as long as people don't say any naughty words.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's
This
what we
movie
get
was
with Friday the 13th.
this movie was made for her. Well, we do have some nudity in this movie, so
Maybe
she
not.
might change her tune over that.
But Brenda doesn't drop F bombs. She does get mad at him though, and sort of chases him away.
Well, she takes the arrow. He shoots the arrow at her. He just misses her, and the arrow hits the target, and she rips the arrow out, points it at him, and starts chasing him off. I would have
And then,
shoved it square up his ass, but
believe it. Then we cut back to Annie, right?
yes,
Being picked up by another driver. She's a very effective hitchhiker.
she is. Who picks her up?
The killer.
The killer. We don't know who the killer is yet.
Exactly. I can't spoil that. It's a
No.
it's a faceless person.
So Annie gets into the car with a faceless person. No face.
Or a
That's
person with a
creepy.
camera for a head.
Or yes, a person with a camera for a head.
You're interesting.
And she starts babbling about how she hates it when people call children kids because it makes them sound like baby goats. Annie would shudder if she heard how I referred to children. But
Crotch goblins.
crotch goblins, absolutely. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Annie.
Yeah,
But
she loves kids.
she does, and she is on her way to Camp Crystal Lake to be the cook for the summer, which you think would, be something that Pamela could relate to, being that
Yeah,
she
she
was the
just
camp cook.
it should be endearing, really.
It should
Like
be.
likes kids. She's gonna be a camp cook.
Like, I'm going to spare your life because
Maybe she
you
should
like
be
to
the
cook
final
too.
girl.
No, it should be
No.
Brenda.
Okay, I went too far. I flew too close to the sun then.
You did, but it's okay. No shade to Annie. I do find Annie more interesting than Alice, but Brenda is definitely the two best female characters in this movie for me are Brenda and Marcy. The Jeep that Steve Christie drives away from the camp in is the same Jeep that picks up Annie. It's the same car, and they're driving down the road, and that's when Annie notices that they've driven by the Camp Crystal Lake sign. And when she points this out to her Good Samaritan, that's when the truck starts to pick up speed, and so does Harry Manfredini's score. You get that tension that
And he starts to panic. Tells her to then, because she does.
she does, and she tucks and rolls out of the car
Yeah,
into
she's
a
quite
ditch.
proactive actually. She's not helpless. She tucks and rolls, injures her leg in the process, but she does get the fuck out of there.
I think I would have just punched the driver. She had the opportunity to end the movie right then and there. And instead, she tucked and rolled and injured her leg or her ankle or whatever.
She's good for us.
Yes. And that's when she starts running through the woods to another piece of Harry Manfredini's iconic score. That's the most effective part of his score. It just builds the tension. It tells you what to feel
Yeah.
in every part of the movie. Like, okay,
Yeah,
you're
it
supposed to
adds
feel
emphasis to
anxious.
everything.
Yes, you get it.
I
You
usually do.
understand. You do. Except when you don't, but you do in this case.
Oh yeah. I'll
And
take it.
Annie runs away, and just when you think that she might have found safety, well, safety, she's in the woods, but she stops running at one point and she kind of takes this deep breath. And you have this feeling like, okay, maybe she got away. Maybe, she's going to scurry out of the woods and get lucky a third time trying to hitchhike. She gets her throat slashed.
Yeah, I guess Pamela knows these woods too well because she cuts her off nicely.
She,
Cuts her throat.
she's got Jason's powers, the same powers that he has where, you could be running for 2 miles and then he's just going to pop up in front of you.
Guess it's hereditary.
I was just going to say that.
I win this round.
It's not a contest, but yes.
Yeah. Well, it's like I always say, it's only a contest if I win.
And if you don't win, then what is it?
We'll call it a draw.
Okay. All right. She gets her throat slashed. She's dead. R.I.P. Annie.
And it's raft time.
It's what?
It's raft time.
Oh,
The kid's
that's
taking a
true.
break back
You
at the
guys,
camp.
you guys call a dock a raft. That's true.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
it's
So
kind of a raft that becomes a dock because they like float it out.
yes, they do. And they're all enjoying some downtime from all this hard labor that they're engaging in.
Yeah, and we get to enjoy Kevin Bacon's package. Get a
We
view from
do.
below
Well, we get quite a few nice views.
in his blue and yellow trunks.
Marcy makes a point of saying that if she could be any type of ice cream, she would be Rocky Road. And that's why I like her. That's goated. Rocky Road is the shit.
Don't know if I've ever had Rocky Road. I always go
So
for chocolate fudge brownie
for me, anything with chocolate is a win.
or mint
Ro-
chocolate chip.
Rocky Road is so good. It's like it's chocolate ice cream with nuts.
I don't like nuts.
And not done.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's got like marshmallow interspersed with the ice cream. It's like creamy.
Okay.
I want to say marshmallow fluff, but it's better than marshmallow fluff. If you have access to this in the UK, buy some Haagen-Dazs Rocky Road. Haagen-Dazs Rocky Road is one of the best things you will ever eat. Just pick out the nuts.
Okay.
What flavor ice cream would you be if you could be any flavor?
So now I'd probably be vanilla. Pretty boring.
Really?
It'd be like orange ice cream. Have you ever had orange ice cream?
No.
I don't know if they even do it. It just sounds so wrong.
We got into this conversation a little bit when we recorded our Devil's Rejects episode. I do not like fruit flavored ice cream. Like tutti fucking fruity is disgusting.
Maybe I'd be like raspberry ripple ice cream. I like that.
There you go. So
Moving on.
the counselors are swimming. They're having fun. We get a nice close up in the background shot of Kevin Bacon's junk in his Speedo, and it almost looks square shaped.
Yeah.
And I have
Interesting
questions. I have questions about that because I'm like almost 200% sure that they put something in his Speedo to make him look more endowed. Who has a square penis?
Not this conspiracy.
They filmed this in New Jersey in September, and the actors have gone on record saying it was quite chilly, but they were filming it as if it was the middle of summer. So the scene where they're in their bathing suits, it was cold. So I'm just wondering if, look, Kevin Bacon's equipment would not have been standing at attention. In fact,
Okay.
it would probably be retreating into its shell. This is a piece of lore I want to know. If they stuffed his Speedo with something, and
Maybe someone should ask him.
I'm meeting Sean Cunningham in October.
You're gonna ask him?
I wonder if he'd be weirded out if I asked him. I'm curious.
No, that seems like a normal question.
Is it? I feel like you're misleading me here.
I would never. You should ask him about Kevin Bacon's penis.
I don't. No, listen. Okay, you're twisting my words. I don't want to
No, I
ask
don't think
about
so.
Kevin. No, I don't want to ask about Kevin Bacon's penis. I just want to know if there was a device that was put into the Speedo.
No.
I'm pretty sure we've seen Kevin Bacon's junk in another movie. I want to say Wild Things.
I think you're right. I think we did.
Yeah. So
On the boat, right?
yeah. So I feel like there would be a larger conversation about this. Oh, we've spent like way too long talking about this, but yes, we get a close up shot of him in his Speedo. And then Ned, in his second problematic moment of this movie, decides he wants to fake drowning so that he can kiss Brenda once he's rescued from the lake and she attempts to administer CPR. He
Yeah.
latches onto her like it's got Sandlot vibes.
Okay.
Have you ever seen The Sandlot?
Don't believe I have.
I have to make a list. The other day, what did you say the other day? My
My
cousin
cousin
Vinny.
Vinny. Yeah.
Okay, we got to do something about that. So in The Sandlot, Marley Shelton, who is Officer Judy Hicks in the Scream franchise, she plays a lifeguard at a pool. And I mean, I don't need to tell you, she's absolutely gorgeous. And this group of friends, they like to go to this pool in the summer. And one of them decides to fake drown because she's a lifeguard. And so she saves
Okay.
him. And when she goes to give him CPR, he pulls her in for a kiss. And
So
Sandlot
this is like
vibes.
that. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm going to fake drown because I want to kiss you. It's a little bit problematic.
Stealing a kiss, isn't it?
When you look
Yeah.
back at it now on a different lens, it's, there's a consent issue, but this is what I mean when I say Ned is a bit problematic, but the killer is watching the whole scene at the beach. And I'm pretty sure she's like clenching her fists, right? Because,
They're
spoiler
kissing
alert,
again.
no, not the kissing. Spoiler alert, she has a child.
Yeah.
She had a child. Her child drowned. So I just picture her like staring at them from across the lake and she's clenching her fists because you have this idiot that's like making a joke out of drowning.
Yeah, it's a mockery, yeah. And then we get
Ah,
the infamous snake scene.
oh, we have to go here.
We do. Nobody's perfect. This movie has a really big imperfect moment.
Well, you know what? It gets more imperfect when you kind of know
Know
the
the
story
law.
behind. Yeah, it's actually, look, no animal should be killed for the sake of a movie production.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happens here when there's a snake in Alice's cabin, right? She calls
Yeah.
the others in to help. They look for it, find it under the bed. It comes out. And who is it that chops it with the machete?
It's Bill. I
It's
love
Bill.
Bill, but
This is his one flaw. He chops up a snake for real. And they didn't tell the owner of the snake that they were going to do this.
no, that's the part that bugs me. So
They
he
just did
chops
it.
up the snake, and if
It's a low point.
there's a lot of different accounts. What I do know is that yes, the trainer slash owner was on set. The snake was taken from him for the scene, unbeknownst to him that it was about to be killed. And from what I understand, allegedly, Tom Savini is the one who did this. And look, I love Tom Savini. He's one of my heroes. I mean, he's an absolute legend of the horror genre. But this is, if it's true, this is a bit of a low point for me.
Yeah, shouldn't have done that.
And apparently, the owner was completely devastated after the scene was shot.
Sure, I mean, I would be too.
It's the only part of the movie that I don't like. Everything else is fucking 5 stars. And this is
Yeah,
really the low point.
yeah, I'm
But
with you.
Bill kills the snake. And it's important to note that Bill is kind of like a romantic rival for Alice's feelings. Nothing happens between them, and obviously Alice is involved with Steve Christie, the owner, but there's definitely a few scenes in the movie with her and Bill, and I think they were definitely kind of setting it up as a possibility or a will they, won't they. And I'm sad that Bill was killed. I really like the character. There's nothing overly spectacular about him. He doesn't have a moment that's like necessarily iconic. He's just a nice guy.
Except for this one scene.
He's a nice guy who's down to play strip Monopoly. And then in the third act, when everything hits the fan, he's the one that kind of gallantly tries to not take charge, but look out for Alice.
Yeah, he's proactive.
And Bill is played by the son of Bing Crosby. And I don't know, but I'm almost 100% sure that this is his only acting credit. He never acted again, and he now works in finance in New York City. But, anyways, that's the Bill lore. And then we're back to Ned being a twat again.
He's he never stops being problematic. And here he goes again in
I,
his Indian headdress, jumping around, being an idiot.
he's jumping around, making a sound that we will not recreate, but I'm pretty sure everybody catches my drift. And yeah, like you said, he's being an idiot. He's not being an idiot, he is an idiot.
Sure. And all of
right?
this is as a cop pulls up on a motorcycle that he's not very good at riding.
Yes. Enter Officer Dorf.
He has a name.
He does.
I
It's
just name as the
Officer
cop.
Dorf.
Dorf.
And yes, he doesn't ride a motorcycle very well because Ron Milkey, the actor, had never ridden a motorcycle before. His riding leaves a lot of room for improvement. I'll leave it at that.
I know another motorcyclist like that.
Oh my God. Let it go. It's in the past.
Never. Got to hold a grudge for at least 2 years. Alright?
So that means this will be over in May. Awesome.
Fuck.
Perfect. Milk it. So yes, the cop shows up and he wants to know if they've been smoking any grass,
Which they say they haven't.
which they haven't yet, at least
They're
not that we've seen.
Yeah, they're just working, you know?
Yeah, they're just working, and Ned is still being an idiot, and Officer Dorff informs them that he's up here looking for Ralph. Crazy Ralph. Nobody's seen him, but every time Crazy Ralph gets drunk, he ends up spending a week in jail. And then Officer Dorff has to spend a day
Same.
in court. And
No,
yeah,
not really.
that
That's a
sounds
joke.
awful. No, I didn't think so. There's a lot of exaggeration on your part. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
We like
Thanks
it.
for that.
It adds to the drama.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
And then people listen and they're like, I wonder if this is true. We leave them with a lot to think about.
I'm world building.
Exactly.
I once killed a man.
Okay, calm down. So Officer Dorff leaves, and that's when Alice gets jump scared by the real Crazy Ralph.
He jumps out of a pantry.
Yeah, he's hiding in the kitchen. He's a sneaky little one. We love him. It's just, he rides a bike, and he's so cunty about how he rides his bike. And he just wants to tell everybody that they're doomed.
And that there's a death curse, which he
And
does
that
again here.
there's a death curse.
And he's on a mission from God, like the Blues Brothers, because God sent him here to warn them.
He is on a mission from God. And that's what me and Ralph have in common. He's on a mission from God to protect people from Crystal Lake. I'm on a mission from God to spread the Crystal Lake gospel.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You're a
me and
missionary.
Ralph have, yeah, ooh. I like missionary.
So I've heard.
I'm such a bottom.
But yeah, he
So-
warns them and then he clears off.
He gets on his bike and he rides away. And every time he rides away, like I said, he's just so cunty about it. I love it.
Head up and everything.
Off goes my final girl, never to be seen again, at least not for the rest of this movie.
Yeah,
Sorry, it went out.
no worries.
Jack and Marcy are now on the beach, pre-gaming. Catch my drift.
Drugs.
They're making out.
Okay.
Wow.
True that. Okay, I shouldn't lie about the movie.
The drugs come late. No, the drugs come later. That's such a vibe. Just, there's no sun. It's gray because it's about to thunderstorm. And they're just making out. And that's all I'm looking for in life. Somebody to make out with by the lifeguard tower on the beach at Camp Crystal Lake. That's a vibe.
Could that be you? Send your resume to our Twitter page.
Can you not fucking do that? No, that's not funny. Stop. No, not interested. Many thanks.
I will review all the applications personally.
Oh dear Lord, I'm screwed.
Nobody got through, Marianne. I'm sorry. I was too picky.
Marcy's going on about how she's always been afraid of thunderstorms, but I'm finding it hard to concentrate because, as I said earlier, it's a little chilly. Marcy
Yes.
is a little
Catch a
chilly.
drift, yes.
A lot chilly.
Wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And it starts to rain.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Not yet. You're.
How far
You
do you
know-
want to skip ahead?
We're not skipping ahead, but you're skipping something. I'm going to say pretty big, and people who are listening are going to be like, that's not big at all. But let me tell you, every part of this movie is big.
Okay.
Huge.
You go for it, because I was totally about to skip it.
As they're making out on the beach, we see Ned nearby, walking past a cabin, and he sees somebody on the porch. And just as he spots them, they turn around and go inside. So he follows them in, looking
Okay.
to
A little
find out.
detail.
Well,
I mean, it's important. Certainly important to something that happens later.
it's an important detail
That's what she said.
that comes up again later in a
Sure.
shot that I love. Ned has followed somebody into a cabin, and this is presumably where he dies off screen.
Just walks out of frame.
We're back on the beach with Jack and Marcy, and it does start raining pretty heavily, so they decide to run back to their cabin
For more making out and other stuff.
and other stuff. Yeah, they're just cuddling. Isn't there a British expression that spooning always leads to forking?
Yes.
I've heard that one before. I like that. I think that's clever. They run back to their cabin just as Annie and Brenda and Bill are holed up in
Yeah, yeah, it's like the main one.
it's the cabin that takes center stage in the third act. They've got a fire going. Bill's playing the guitar. It's raining heavily outside.
Vibes.
I was gonna say, if you don't understand how that's not a vibe, I can't help you.
And only one thing could make it better.
What's that?
Strip Monopoly, which is what Brenda suggests.
Yes,
Spice of the game.
and some of that grass that Marcy left behind.
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? I love when they call it grass in the movies. It's so like old school.
Yeah, like it's just clippings.
Oregano or oregano to you.
Yeah, that's how we say it.
Oh my god, you guys aren't real.
We invented the language, but we don't know how to speak it.
Seriously. That's truer words have never been spoken. So yes, they're going to play Strip Monopoly. This is why Brenda is the most interesting character. She's the one who suggests it. I love that about her. And back to Jack and Marcy, who are on the bottom bunk in his cabin.
Slow fucking.
Yeah, it's like really, it almost looks like necrophilia a little bit.
It's not very energetic.
It's not, but
She's not contributing much, and he's not contributing much more.
no, but somehow they both managed to finish.
It's not like the reboot sex scene that clears.
Yeah,
We'll get to that in a future episode, Marianne. Calm yourself right now.
yes, we will. I can't
That's going to
wait.
be a great episode.
I'm
That's
just
going
going
to
to
be fun.
say, I can't wait to have that conversation because anybody who knows me knows how much I love that scene and both of the fucking characters so much.
Yes, these two aren't bad. Just the sex isn't the best though.
No, it's not.
And you know who else isn't doing much? Ned.
Yes, because while Jack and Marcy are on the bottom bunk, that's when we get this shot. The camera pans up, and Ned's bloody corpse is on the top bunk, and they have no idea. I love that. It's, fun date idea.
Yeah, and it's a great shot.
It
He's not
is.
really well hidden though, so I'm not sure
He's
how they
not.
didn't notice, but I guess they were preoccupied, so
I
we'll forgive
guess.
him.
But yeah, I think I would have noticed when I walked in. It's a little weird. Maybe the killer placed him there while they were having sex.
I hope so. I hope that's what happened.
Right?
That,
That's better.
yeah, that's a nice touch.
That is. But then the camera pans back down just as they're finishing, and we get a nice topless shot of Marcy, Janine Taylor. Thank you for that.
A contribution to the plot.
Her contribution to the plot. You know what? That's not even her only contribution to the plot.
No,
I think
no.
Marcy is like a really interesting character. She's got a feisty nature. She's got
Chutzpah.
probably more personality than any of the other female characters. I still gravitate towards Brenda. It's the strip monopoly that does it. Like, she's just a good time gal. But yeah, we get boobs, and then Marcy has to pee. So she throws on her raincoat and heads out to the bathroom while Jack decides to light up.
Yeah, he's gonna stay in bed and get murdered.
He's smoking that dope that Officer Dorff was asking about earlier.
But not for long,
Nope.
because there's somebody under the bed, and it's not Chucky.
Well, thank God. Sorry, no offense to Chucky, but this is not his movie. Who's under the bed? It's
Big Pam
Ned.
Voorhees.
I thought maybe somebody had moved Ned around again. Kind of like Where's Waldo?
That would have been amazing.
It is Pam Voorhees. Well, it's not, but it is.
Yeah, it's somebody else posing as the killer. They reach up from under the bed, pin his head to the mattress, and it's an arrowhead they ram through his throat, right?
It is.
And it turns out he's a squirter because we get a great shot of blood squirting from the wound.
We do. And the only reason we have that shot of the blood squirting is because the device that Tom Savini put in malfunctioned. It got clogged.
This is the one he
And,
had to blow into, right?
well, it wasn't him, it was his
Or
assistant,
someone, yeah.
Tasso. But yeah, when the device malfunctioned, he had to think fast and he just like blew into it really hard, and
It works.
that's where the squirting comes from. That's exactly what Tom Savini says in the doc. He's like, it actually made the scene better and it made the effect. And it's true, it does. Makes it a really memorable kill. And yeah.
The
All right.
most memorable kill of this movie?
No.
Okay.
I think
This
Marcy.
is
It has to be
this is
Marcy.
you're really torn now.
Well, here's what. The most interesting kill of the movie is Marcy, but that's because it's the most interesting one that we see.
Okay.
I think the most interesting kill of the movie could have been Brenda, had we seen it. She dies at the archery range. The assumption is that she's shot with an arrow, maybe multiple arrows, and we do see her corpse later. I think that would have been a really nice kill, which
Sure.
they recreated in the video game, except you actually see the death, which I think kind of renewed my feelings about, yeah, I really would have liked to see her die. As much
Absolutely.
as I wanted her to be final girl, shot with an arrow is pretty good kill. He had a few off-screen kills in this movie, and maybe that's why people think that it's boring. I think the suspense is what makes this movie in a lot of ways. Look, I'm always about a big body count, but it doesn't bother me in this movie. But
Sure.
I think Marcy, Kevin Bacon's kill is really good, and like I said, we don't have much to choose from. Annie's
Yeah.
at the beginning, the throat slash. I mean, there's nothing really special about a throat slash. We see it all the time.
Sure.
Um, and in this movie, if you look really closely, you can see the prosthetic on her neck. It's a completely different color than her natural skin tone. Her skin tone is a little like pinkish, and this prosthetic is more on the yellow side.
Yeah, it's kind of the same for Kevin Bacon's as well if you look closely at it.
Yeah, it is. But I think you
But that's
notice it
that's
more with Annie.
1980 on a low budget horror. We don't mind that
100%.
really.
No, we don't. But it lends itself to the kill not being the best. I think, yeah, Marcy.
And speaking of Marcy, and speaking of suspense actually, because that's what we get next.
Yes.
Marcy in the outhouse and a great build up to her kill as well. Hears noises, feels like she's being watched.
Searches the outhouse looking for somebody hiding. She thinks it's Ned.
Yeah, which is a reasonable suspicion given his previous behaviour. But he's not a
It's not.
problem anymore. She's got a bigger problem now.
Oh, she does. Probably got a splitting headache. I mean, she's looking for Ned, and then she turns around and she takes an axe to the face.
Yeah, which
It's
again
brutal.
we don't see it happen, but we there's a little cut and we see her fall back into screen with this axe in her face, and it's a really good effect.
It is.
A good kill, technically off screen, but we'll take it.
It's a good kill. Great effects. But unfortunately, the MPAA gutted this movie. So,
Fuck censors,
yeah, sucks.
which they've done with other movies in this series, by the way,
They
which
have,
we'll get to.
but
Fuckers.
I fuck the Motion Picture Association of
Yeah,
America. You heard it here.
yeah. Fuck any censor really. Let people put what they want in a movie,
Exactly.
and let children
Uh,
watch them. Screw it.
okay, whoa, let's calm down.
Okay, I went too
No,
far in the other direction.
I agree about the MPAA. There's quite a few movies in this franchise that were heavily edited down. I don't think the editing hurts this movie.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin it. It's not too noticeable, really.
Look,
Words.
I don't have a problem with gore, but this movie was never meant to be gore heavy. Sean Cunningham never leaned into the gore. He leaned into like other aspects, the whole whodunit aspect, the stalking aspect. You don't need the body count, you don't need the gore. The editing doesn't really matter much. But then when you look at a movie like New Blood, which in my opinion was completely fucking bastardized, it's a movie that would have benefited from all the gore.
Absolutely.
Just the censors fucking had it out for the horror genre in the 80s.
Back to Monopoly.
Back to Monopoly. Well, we're not really back to Monopoly because Brenda realizes, as it's still pouring rain outside, that she left the windows in her cabin open. So she
Exactly.
decides she needs to go and tend to that, and they're going to finish their game of Strip Monopoly another night.
She does have time to take her shirt off first, though. She gets a dud roll in.
Yeah, Bill doesn't
Takes
have a
her.
shirt. Alice
Alice
loses
is
her shirt
about.
at some point.
Alice is about to lose her shirt just as the door blows open and Brenda
Yes.
decides to leave. So we almost
Brent,
got Alice boobies.
we almost did. Brenda is wearing a very cute matching underwear and bra sets, and it's not brown.
I was gonna say it's not brown. That's the next movie.
Looking at you, Lauren Marie Taylor. Yeah, no brown panties. So Brenda heads back to her cabin to secure it while Bill and Alice remain in the main cabin, just chilling, hanging out. Brenda's getting ready to go to bed, and she hears somebody calling for help from outside her cabin.
Yeah, it's loud enough that she can hear it, but far enough away that it's gonna lure her out of her cabin into the open.
Sounds like a child.
Yeah, it does. Maybe it is.
I don't know how Mrs. Voorhees did that. Her name is Pamela fucking Voorhees, but we don't know that. In this movie, she is Mrs. Voorhees, and she's not given a first name. I still call her Pamela or Pammy Cakes. I love her so much. You don't understand. I love her so much. But no, we don't know her first name in this movie. Kind of important to note. Just as Brenda starts hearing the voice, we cut to Steve, who's driving back to Camp Crystal Lake in his Jeep when it breaks down.
Paul's not lost because a cop pulls up to help him. The police chief, in fact, isn't it?
No, it's Officer Tierney.
Is he not the police chief?
No, he's just an officer.
He's just an officer.
He's credited as officer, I believe.
Because he's the same. He's the same cop at the end, right? Talking about my men pulled you out the war or something. So
Yes.
I always assumed he was the chief, not just a regular cop.
We're both wrong. It's Sergeant Tierney. So he's not the captain, but he's also not an officer.
We're both stupid.
He's like management, I guess. He's
Yeah.
not all the way at the top, but he's working his way up.
He'll
But
get there.
he will. He pulls over to give Steve Christie a ride back to Camp Crystal Lake. And that's when we're back with Brenda, and she's hearing the help me again. And that's when she decides to get out of bed.
Yeah, because prior to that, she'd created like a cozy vibe.
Oh my God.
She lit a candle, grabbed a book. She was about to really vibe out in that bed, but Pamela had other plans.
This is what I mean when I say this movie has vibes. The sheer like coziness of it all. And you know, you have the cabin before with Bill and his guitar and the rain and the fire. It kind of continues on in Brenda's cabin where, yeah, she's in bed with the candle and she's wearing this long white nightgown and you can hear the rain and she's reading.
Yeah, it's a vibe, like we say.
It's a vibe, and when I think about it or when I watch it, I just get this relaxed feeling. She looks like she's just so cozy. I love that for her because it's about to be ruined.
Yeah, wasn't a bee.
So she follows this voice that's calling for help all the way out to the archery range. And when she gets there, the lights at the archery range suddenly come on, and she's blinded for a second. And then we cut to an outdoor shot of the cabin where Bill and Alice are hanging out, just as we hear Brenda scream.
R.I.P. Brenda. That's it.
Another off-screen death. This one is really the only one that bugs me in this movie.
Yeah, it would have been a good one to get, especially with all the lights on, the archery range right there. It would have been a great visual.
It would have been.
But alas.
But I like that I'm starting to get you to use the word alas, because I love that word. Say it more. Say it more.
Alas.
Yeah. Such a good word.
Hey, Marianne.
Love it. Yes.
Alas.
I didn't mean it like that. You're so weird.
No, you do some French.
No.
That doesn't count. How do you
It's
say
French.
Friday the 13th in French?
Vendredi le 13.
Exactly.
Moving on.
That's peak. Let's
Okay.
move on. Alice is playing the guitar, kind of.
She's just fucking around with the guitar.
Start singing Good Riddance by Green Day.
I did have the time of my life.
Would have been appropriate.
Right?
And she pokes the fire a bit too.
She pokes the fire a bit.
She's really adept.
And then Bill arrives, returns. I'm not quite sure where he went. I forget. I don't know. It's probably something that is mentioned. I should remember. I remember this movie like the back of my fucking hand, but right now I'm blanking. But anyways.
It's a big day.
Bill arrives, returns, whatever, and Alice is concerned. She thought she heard a scream, and she saw the lights at the archery range come on. They're off now, but she's concerned, and they haven't heard from anybody. Steve isn't back yet. They haven't seen Ned all afternoon.
Lucky them.
They're starting to worry a bit.
Yeah.
Bill says that he's going to go out and look for everybody and see what's up, and Alice wants to go with him. Bill and Alice decide to go to the camp office to call the police, but they find that the line is cut and Jack's truck will not start. Sabotage.
They're screwed pretty much.
At least one of them is. We're back with Sergeant Tierney and Steve Christie, and Tierney is telling Steve how there's more accidents, rapes, robberies, homicides on a full moon. And that tonight is not only a full moon, but it's also Friday the 13th.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, and Christie thinks that Tierney is making a science out of coincidence. See how he feels about that in 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, well, even a little less.
Yes, as Sergeant Tierney gets a call on his radio. 413, maybe? I don't know. I think it's 413.
Crying cat stuck in a tree.
Who knows? Could be anything, really. Fresh donuts? Somewhere?
Get the fuck out of my car.
So he's got to drop Steve off in the middle of the road at night in the dark. Like, turns my stomach.
He'll be fine.
I'm petrified of the dark, especially like pitch black.
Yeah.
In the woods, yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Hey, at
So
least he
Steve,
makes it. He makes it to the Crystal Lake sign at least.
he does, and he sees somebody. We don't. We
We,
don't see anybody.
yeah, but he does, and he recognizes them. So it's all good. He's confused why they're out here though. Not for long,
He does recognize them.
because they're out here to kill his ass, and that's what they do. Marianne's favorite character bites the dust.
Ew, gross. No, he's not my
Okay,
favorite. But
damn.
again, like another not off-screen death. You can tell he gets stabbed in the stomach. You don't see it. You just see his facial expression, and you see this person kind of advance on him. But Steve is dead. R.I.P.
We miss you, Steve.
No, we don't. Stop it.
Okay,
Not
I
rest in
tried.
piss. You won't be missed, but we're not missing him either.
Yeah,
We're somewhere in the middle. It's like, oh
rest
no.
rest in peace will be
Anyways,
fine. We don't hate him. He was there. He was in this movie,
he was. He
so
wasn't
good
really
for
an
him.
integral part, just kind of an extra body.
True.
And I'm not mad at it. So it is what it is. Steve's dead.
Series about going itchy and scratchy land.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's nap time for Alice,
I have itchy and scratchy land in my head now. Thank you.
where nothing could possibly go wrong.
I was just gonna say, oh fuck you. That's the first
Possi-
thing that's ever gone wrong. The killer cuts the power and well, no, sorry. At this point, Bill and Alice are back at the main cabin, having not been able to call the police, having not been able to drive out. Alice had suggested that they hike out, and Bill probably should have taken her up on that offer
yeah,
because instead he tells her that, it's almost morning. They'll figure it out then.
sure.
She will, maybe. Bill won't.
He tries. He goes out to the generator and tries to restore power,
Yeah, he leaves Alice sleeping.
but he keeps missing his skill checks.
He does.
It doesn't work.
It
Although it
doesn't
kind of
work.
does work, because in a later scene, I don't know if he does it or whether Mrs. Voorhees did it, but there are lights on later. Or maybe that's
There,
just a continuity error.
yeah, that's one thing I have never understood. I don't know if it's a continuity error or if maybe Mrs. Voorhees just like flipped a switch somewhere to shut it off and Bill couldn't find it and then she just kind of switched it back on.
You had to turn it on and off again.
I don't know. That's going to bug me tonight now. It's bothered me before, but now it's going to bother me again.
But it's another off-screen death.
Well, yeah, you see the killer coming up from behind him, but yes. Another one that I would have liked to see, because when we do see his body finally, there's a bit of confusion as to how he was killed, but suffice to say, it looks like maybe one of the goriest kills in the movie. Like it could have been, anyways. But Alice awakens and she decides to go and make coffee for her and Bill for when he returns.
So kind of a...
Yes. And then she decides to go look for Bill and ultimately finds his body hanging from the back of the door of the generator shed. And he's got a few arrows in him, but there's like blood everywhere. I mean, obviously he's been stuck with a few arrows, but you can't really tell like what his main cause of death was because
Yeah,
his body is pretty like it's
it's a
covered in
gruesome
blood.
sight.
And he looks like he's been through it. Poor Bill. I love Bill.
Oh my god, are you okay?
I wanted better for Bill.
I don't mind good characters getting killed. I'm fine with it.
I would have liked him to set off in that canoe with her.
Maybe Jason pulls him in. Oop, spoiler.
Wow. How could you do that? That's awful. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, spoiler alert. Look, we've said it before. If you listen to one of these episodes without having watched the movie, I mean, you're kind of setting yourself up.
Yeah, it's your own fault. Plus, this is Friday the 13th. You should have watched it already.
You should have.
What are you doing with your
And
life?
I'm recommending it to everybody, whether you've seen it or not.
Shocker.
Like, when this episode is over, go and watch it. But I'm also side-eyeing the ones that have not yet. Lovingly side-eyeing you. Watch this
Lovingly
movie, it's so
side-eyeing.
good. Lovingly side-eyeing. Oh my god. So yeah, she has found Bill's body. We're now officially in the third act, and she runs away screaming, naturally.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, it's a lot to take in.
Her maybe boyfriend is dead.
Both her maybe boyfriends are dead. She's all out of options.
Oh my god. She's like Danica and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Will she ever get laid?
You killed my fiance. Which one? Such a good line.
Yeah.
But
Go
yes,
listen to our episode.
all of Alice's love interests are dead. She arrives back at the main cabin and barricades it rather ridiculously.
Yeah, I mean, at first she's not doing bad because she ties a rope to
The
it, like pulls it taut. It's a pretty good strategy to begin with, but then she just starts stacking stuff loosely, and it's so ineffective. and
Well,
dumb.
the rope. I don't think it was that tight. Then once she's done with the rope, she puts two big logs up against the door, then a couple of chairs. She just keeps throwing furniture on top. And it's important to note that the door does not open inwards. When you open it, it opens outside, towards the outside. So she's leaning all this shit up against the
You're
door,
barricading for no reason. You're
right?
impeding your own escape.
Well, she's barricading the door ridiculously when it doesn't even open the right way for her to be barricading it to begin with.
It's like that one scene
And
in
then yeah,
South Park, Carl's house. So
oh
you
my
get
god.
out this door now, care.
No, it's so stupid, but then you say like it makes escape difficult. It doesn't, but more on that in a minute.
Okay.
So she sets up her stupid little barricade and then she goes to the kitchen. She's kind of haphazardly closing curtains, but not doing a very good job of it. Also standing like right in the windows.
Yeah, she only closes one set of curtains. Why
Yeah, it's
bother?
and then she walks in front of the open window. It's so weird.
Come on now, Alice. You dumbass.
And as you said, the lights are on at this point. So a little weird. It wasn't so much a continuity error as it was the desire to not have an entire third act that was dark.
Okay.
You know what? Pamela is not a young lady anymore. Maybe she has trouble seeing at night, and she thought it would be in her benefit to turn the lights back on. I mean, at this point, there's only one person left, and it's Alice. And I think if there were no lights, Alice would have the advantage, except she never stops whimpering. She could hide better if she wasn't fucking whimpering. Anyways, while she's in the kitchen, that's when Brenda's corpse is thrown through the window. And in this scene, Brenda's corpse is played by Tom Savini.
Yeah, she looks a little bigger when she comes through that window. When she hits the ground, she looks more Brenda-like.
It's so ridiculous.
We love our unconvincing stunt doubles. This franchise has a few of them actually.
Yes, but this is by far, like, to me, the funniest. Laurie Bartram was this she's a very petite woman, and Tom Savini was
He's not.
pretty buffed up. Like, just the whole visual, it's funny. And
Does
you know,
Brenda have a
like,
mustache when she comes through the window? Do we
you
get a
don't,
view?
it's the back of the head, but
Okay.
you can see the shitty wig. I mean, it wasn't even the same color as Brenda's hair. Like, it was so badly done. But like you said, it's something that you see a lot in 80s horror, and it makes me laugh. It doesn't take away from anything. Because
No.
it is Laurie Bartram once you see the corpse on the floor and she's been tied up and there's blood all over her. But again, you have no real idea how she died. It's really just an assumption. But this is kind of cements that my final girl is dead. The final girl
R.I.P.
in I mean, we already knew it, but this confirms that my final girl is dead.
I would have chosen it too.
I love her. And rest in peace to Laurie Bartram too, who died, I think, in, I want to say 2007 of pancreatic cancer. Very sad. So, and that's when, so you say before it makes it difficult to get out. Well, this is when Alice runs outside.
Because the car pulls up.
Yes. And you see how ridiculously easy, hilariously easy the barricade is to remove. She just takes a few swipes,
And it's
barely
gone.
barely touches the rope, and she's outside. It's so corny.
To freedom.
To freedom. And this car that's pulled up, well, a nice old lady in a cable knit sweater emerges. She's got grandma energy. And this is what I love, like the bait and switch. Because the intention was very much to, like, mislead the audience. Here's this sweet, nice old lady. Like, of course it's not her.
Yeah, it's not like some big brutish psychopath. It's a little old lady in a sweater.
It is. And Alice tells this lady, who has introduced herself as Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies. Alice tells her that everyone is dead, and Mrs. Voorhees decides she needs to go and see for herself, so she enters the cabin.
Yep, unbothered queen.
For so much. And when she gets into the cabin, that's when she kind of, for lack of a better term, she starts to unravel a little bit.
Yeah, she has a weird reaction to seeing Brenda's body.
She does, and she launches into some monologue that seems pretty innocuous in the beginning. She says that the camp never should have opened again because there was a boy that had drowned, While the counselors were making love, she was the camp cook.
He wasn't a good swimmer.
He wasn't a good swimmer, and
Should have
and
been watching him.
all of this was interspersed with a shot of a young boy drowning in a lake. And, it seems pretty, again, like I said, it seems pretty innocuous. Just her basically saying that this place has a history and it's obviously a little bit sensitive. That's when you kind of start to see the crazy emerge. Very gradually, mind you. Betsy Palmer does it beautifully.
Yeah, it's a good performance from her.
Like the switch up, it's kind of gradual. You go from okay,
Okay.
mm, to wait a damn minute, and then your jaw's on the floor. She's, yeah, such a good job. Casting is spot on. And at the end of her, like, slow, unhinged rebirth, or whatever you want to call it, her unhinged little, like, rant, she finally says that, first she says that the little boy who drowned, his name was Jason. And then at the end of her monologue, we find out that Jason is her son and today is his birthday.
Dun dun dun.
My only child. She actually says in the monologue that he is her only child. We find out later that that is not true, so I don't love that. Continuity wise, they kind of switch that up and Jason goes to hell. She does have another child. Spoiler alert.
Jason Goes to Hell for you. Future episode. We'll get into it.
My God.
Is that documentary out yet? Or are we still waiting on that?
I gotta find out. I really want to watch that. I gotta find out.
Yeah, I'm interested in watching it. I don't mind watching documentaries about movies that I'm not a huge fan of.
So at the end of her big reveal, we find out that Jason is her son, and that's like really the mic drop moment, and the moment that you kind of realize, oh, okay, she's the killer. Completely unexpected.
Hmm. Fucking old
I
people.
I know when people talk about like the most shocking twist endings in horror.
Scream 4.
I'm not trying to dunk on your girl, but I think the number one answer I always see is Sleepaway Camp in terms of like jaw dropping endings that make you go, holy fuck. I don't think this tops Sleepaway Camp, but I think it's definitely in the same realm.
Yeah, it's a
Not on
good
a
one.
not on a rewatch, but again, like the first time you see it, that's like a really like what the fuck moment. Grandma is the killer, this sweet old lady in her cable net.
She kind of starts blaming Alice at this point, acting as if Alice was responsible. She just
Yeah,
snaps,
there's some projection happening, just a little
lunges at
bit.
her with a knife, but
Yeah,
she
full.
gets dropped by a mean punch though.
Yeah,
Alice
fully
is packing meat.
fully attacks her. Then Alice fucking clocks her and runs away. The first time that she manages to subdue her without killing her, which dumb, but
Yeah, and she jumps in the car ready to get away and meets Annie, whose corpse is propped up in there.
and the way she jumps out of the car. I'm sorry. If I was in Alice's shoes and I got into the car and the keys were in the ignition, corpse wouldn't really be a problem for me.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt you. Just get out of there.
It's dead. I mean, you can make her tuck and roll for the second time in the movie.
Yeah, open the door, give her a nudge.
Exactly.
But Alice isn't about that life. She's got other bodies to discover,
She does.
Halloween style.
You're right. That's a good one. She hides after bumping into a few of her former friends. She hides and she finds a gun, and Mrs. Voorhees arrives very quickly and starts slapping her around, which
Yeah, Alice doesn't get a shot in. She just starts getting a beat down.
she gets slapped so many times it makes me laugh. And in the first take when they were shooting this movie, Betsy Palmer slapped her for real because Betsy Palmer had a theater background, and apparently you actually slap people in theater. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's still a thing today, but
probably not today, but I guess back then when she was
yeah.
coming up as an actress, it might well have been.
Adrienne King tells the story in the documentary. And the first time she got slapped, she went crying to Sean Cunningham.
She slapped me.
Yep. Cunningham had to tell Palmer, we don't do it for real. Like, whoa. But I
You're
love
not
that.
beating the shit out of our lead.
I do wonder if the shot of Adrienne King actually getting slapped ended up in the final cut. I hope so. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm sorry she got slapped, but I think it's like a funny little anecdote about the filming, and I think it would be so funny if that shot actually made the final cut. Who knows, though?
sometimes you gotta suffer for your art.
Exactly. Finally, Alice knocks Pamela out and runs to hide in the kitchen pantry again
She has a
without
mean right
finish
hook, Alice.
without finishing her off. She keeps making these very crucial mistakes that I
Classic slasher
mean,
mistakes.
doesn't matter. She still survives at the end, but like, I guess the movie would be a lot shorter. So I won't complain. But she fails to finish her off more than once. And surprise, surprise, Mrs. Voorhees arrives and finds her in the kitchen because Alice can't stifle her fucking whimpering. She's hiding in the pantry, making this very, like, subtle whimpering sound, but you can hear it. No other noise.
So in comes Mrs. Voorhees with the machete, swinging away, but missing.
Missing.
Get a frying pan.
She takes a frying pan to the face, but before she does, when she comes in and she's swinging, she has this beautiful, like, diabolical smile on her face.
She's having the time of her life for a minute there.
She is, and I love that for her. Good for her.
In her element.
It's a good for her moment. It's a good for her movie.
Yeah. But again, she gets knocked down. This time by a frying pan, and again, Alice decides, I'm not going to finish her off or anything.
It's the third time. She does it 3 times. Alice, like, come the fuck on. Girl would have come back only once on me, and I would have been like, okay, we gotta finish this shit.
That's enough of this.
Alice allows it to happen to her twice, and she still doesn't finish the job. Come on. Put your big girl pants on.
This fight scene's got to continue outside, I'm afraid. In the sand.
Yes, because after Alice thinks she's finally subdued her, she runs to the beach where her quiet moment alone is soon interrupted by Mrs. Voorhees. And they have a wrestling match on the beach, on the sand, as you said.
She gets her head slammed into the sand, slapped around. It's so funny. But that old lady was beating her ass for a minute there.
It's Pamela doesn't fuck around.
Yeah, she's got that old lady strength.
She does. And yet it is kind of funny to watch her like tossing Alice around like a little rag doll there for a couple of minutes.
But it wasn't to last. Alice breaks free. And this time, she's going to finish the job.
She is. While they were wrestling on the sand, Mrs. Voorhees dropped her machete. And the
Big
second
mistake.
big, huge mistake. Huge. Because the second Alice gets her hand on it, she gets up, she turns around, and she decapitates Pamela. The effect is really good of like the head coming off, and you see her hands come up into the air to form these fists, and
She's got hairy knuckles.
these hands are very big and they're very hairy. It's Tom Savini's assistant.
Nah, Betsy Palmer was just built different.
No,
No, it's
no,
you're right. It's Savini's assistant.
but it's a great practical
It's
effect
very
shot.
obviously not old lady hands.
It isn't, but it's a great practical effect shot of the neck. And finally, Alice has ended this ordeal, but for good this time.
She's
Or has
vanquished the
she?
killer, and now it's time to go boating.
Yeah, she lives happily ever after.
She
Nothing
needs
ever
to
happens
relax a
but
little, so she goes out on the lake. You know, I get it.
okay. Look, this girl, I have no words. So, scared of the dark. Even more terrifying would be to get into a fucking canoe and push out onto a lake again in the pitch fucking black.
That's what she does.
Oh my god, that's insane. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. But yes, she gets into a canoe and floats out onto the lake. And then we cut to the morning. Probably cinematically one of the best shots of the movie. It's a wide shot on the lake, and the canoe is in the middle of the lake, and she's asleep in the canoe. But the trees, the lake, like everything, again, vibes.
Yeah, a lot of vibes in
Beautiful
this
shot.
movie.
Yeah, beautiful shot. And the cops arrive on the beach just as Alice is waking up. In a very serene scene. Got some nice calming music from Harry Manfredini. Goes on for quite a while.
She paws at the water a little bit. She's
Yeah,
relaxed. All is well.
all is well, and the viewer is relaxed.
Ned's dead. It's all good. She's finally.
She is.
Or
And
is
it
she,
goes on.
Marion?
The scene just goes on and on and on and on.
For 4 hours.
No, but it goes on pretty long, long enough to. The entire scene was done intentionally long to give the viewer kind of like a false sense of security, and it really does work. It's so effective for that because you do start to think, like, okay, this is over. And then we get probably the best jump scare in any horror movie ever. At least that's my opinion.
Really?
Yes.
That's bold.
Again, it applies really. Look, it's a great scene still to this day. It's a great scene. It doesn't scare me. I know it's coming, but the
But if you
first
don't know it's coming, it works.
I'm trying to think of it. What jump scare do you think would you call the best? If not in horror, the best that you've ever seen?
I think the scene in The Descent where the monster appears behind one of the characters, I think it's Beth.
Okay, yeah, I know the
That
scene you're talking
that
about.
was a really effective one. That's the one that springs to mind. I mean, if I had more time, I'd probably be able to think of some more, but that's the one that I instantly think of.
Okay, well, I'm gonna rephrase what I said. I'm not gonna call it the best in horror. I haven't seen every horror movie. It's definitely the best one I've ever seen. I mean, it's so memorable. She's just in the canoe, and Jason comes out of the water. He's a child. It's not adult Jason. He's covered in seaweed, and he's very obviously deformed, heavily deformed. He's got a big head. One of his eyes is, I want to say, dead. He's got these horrific teeth, and yeah, he puts his arm around her neck, flips the canoe,
Down she
pulls her under
goes.
the water. Such an iconic scene. I feel kind of bad for Ari Lehman because I think that when, we have conversations about Jason, he's very much left out of the conversation.
Yeah, nobody talks about him.
No, I mean, look, he's a kid. Doesn't wear the mask. He doesn't wear any mask. It's the first introduction to Jason. So, it's definitely important to the franchise, but I think he doesn't get as much love for his portrayal of Jason. I mean, portrayal, it's half a second and he's gone, but then
He can go to the conventions at least.
he does a
He's
lot
always
of
got
them.
that.
And then we cut to Alice in the hospital. She's just woken up and she's screaming and they're giving her drugs. Lucky girl.
Nice, yeah. She gets turned over on her side and injected in the ass. Love that for her.
Officer Tierney is there. Sorry, Sergeant
Relatable
Tierney.
as well, especially for me. I had similar experiences.
You take a lot of shots in the ass.
Phrasing.
Phrasing, what?
They,
I'm just going off of what you said.
they did stuff in the hospital when I was in there.
They'll do that to you when you're in the
Yeah.
hospital.
Pretty sure that one guy was just the janitor.
Oh my god. Did they stick a thermometer up your butt?
um, no. Suppository went up there though. Let's go into detail. So I was lying
No, it's not.
there.
Oh
In
my,
amongst this nurse.
stop it. The last
That's
time I
what I
was in
said.
the last time I was in the hospital, they took my temperature like that. And when they did, they sent in the cutest fucking nurse to do it. I was mortified. I was texting you that day, and I think I told
Yeah,
you
I
about that.
remember.
I was like, he's so cute. And he has to stick something up my butt. What the hell? Yeah, a little bit of lore. Anyway, so we're getting way off track.
Yeah, I remember.
All right, let's move it.
My nurse wasn't cute.
Well, my condolences to you for that. Moving on from the butt stuff. Sergeant Tierney tells her that everyone is dead and that they pulled her from the lake. And she asked, "What about the boy?" And he says they didn't find any boy.
You crazy.
She is. She's not all right.
Making stuff up now.
She is. She's such a liar.
We know you're guilty, bitch. We're pinning it all on you.
Imagine
Got an election to win.
Imagine she wakes up and she's in handcuffs. That would be a very different ending.
The fact that you even killed the old lady. You're sick, girl. Sick.
Oh my god. Well, the truth is, had she gone to jail, she wouldn't have died in the second one.
Yeah. Would have been better for her.
Exactly. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, I guess.
Oh well.
Whoops.
Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time.
Stop that.
Okay.
But that's when Alice realizes if they didn't find the boy, then he's still there. And we
Sucks
get.
to be him.
It does. He wants to live in a lake underwater.
Homer Simpson.
He wants to live under the sea.
Be no accusation. Just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Yeah, no, he wants to live under the sea, not underwater in a lake. But so Alice's realization that he is still there, followed by a really nice, calming shot of the lake.
Yeah, another serene shot of the lake for us to take in before we end this movie.
And I mean, we've said it before, I'll say it again. Just vibes from start to finish. Vibes.
And that is the finish.
Yes, it is.
Classic.
You smile because it happened, but you're sad that it's over.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
I'm
Hold
not crying,
together.
but
You're crying.
oh my god, calm down. But no, that's cinema. 5 stars. And
4 stars for me.
oh my god.
How difficult.
I know, but
It used to be lower. Think of it that way. Keeps going up,
This one hurts. Okay.
she said.
You can't, that's what she said to yourself, can you?
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Why not?
Yeah, I guess.
It's
I
five
suppose.
stars for you.
Absolutely. Spoiler alert. All of the Paramount Friday the 13th are 5 stars for me, even the ones I don't like as much. It's just is what it is.
Yeah, like
I
the next 7 episodes that we do on Friday the 13th are all going to be 5 star Marianne classics. She loves these movies. And
five
I love them
stars.
too, most of them.
5 stars for the reboot as well. The only two that are not 5 stars are Jason Goes to Hell and Freddy versus Jason. Uh and Jason X. I think I have Jason X at 4 stars. But love this franchise. In case nobody knew this about me already, I love this franchise so much. And yeah, I take it
Me too.
a little bit hard when I hear people, kind of slag off the original. It's just so nice. Like it's fun. You have the summer vibes. You have some really great cinematography, some great shots, the great practical effects. Savini does an amazing job. Um, and the score, like I think that's just the thing that drives it home. Harry Manfredini just did an amazing job. And look, Sean Cunningham has a reputation. It's not a secret. It's not the greatest reputation. I would like to see more love for him.
Okay.
Look, he's never going to be on the level as Wes Craven or John Carpenter. His career, um, isn't as impressive. He didn't. I don't say he wasn't as talented. I mean, I guess that is it.
Yeah.
Like it's not to say anything negative. Just his career. Carpenter is arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, director ever
At least within the horror genre.
within the horror genre. The Thing, The Fog, Halloween. I mean, so many. Christine.
The Ward. That's a bit of a sneak.
So
I
many
liked it.
great, and Craven too. Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. They have very storied careers. Cunningham, not so much.
But he cooked with this one.
He did, and
And like you say, it's underrated. It gets a lot of flack, especially when people compare it to the reboot, which I don't really get. But
you can't,
because they're two completely different movies, so it's a
you
weak
can't, you
comparison.
can't compare it to the reboot because the story that the
Yeah,
the story that Sean Cunningham set out to tell was
so different.
condensed and put into the opening credits
Yeah,
of the reboot, which the reboot is 5 stars. I love it. I have problems with it. And that is a big one.
yeah. I
Problems.
almost wish it had been like half and half.
I agree. They took elements supposedly from the first 4 movies to make the reboot. And I don't think it was necessary. I think, well, correction, I shouldn't say that. To introduce the hockey mask, you at least have to go to part 3. So I think they could have maybe condensed parts 1, 2, and 3 and spent like a good third to half of the movie on Pamela's story.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
I would have happily taken a movie that was like 2.5 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes long, just to have it fleshed out more.
Sure. It would have been a little odd for a Friday movie, but
It would have been,
we're
but
fans, so it would have been great for us.
I think a lot of writers and studios, and it's been said before, their view is that a movie without Jason would not be profitable. I disagree. I mean, yes, if you're advertising a Friday the 13th movie, people will expect Jason. But if you did, just hypothetically, if you did like a new trilogy similar to the DGG Halloween trilogy, except instead of it being a continuation, it's a reboot, and people knew from the outset that okay, the first movie is going to be about Pamela, but you're going to get 2 movies coming shortly after that are Jason centric. I
Yeah,
think that
that'd be
I think
fine.
that would get people excited. I think, but like I said, there's too many people out there that just kind of sleep on this movie. I don't know if it's because, well, I hear it's because some people say it's because there's no Jason. Some people say it's boring. I've seen a lot of different reasons, and I don't know.
You don't
I
agree with any of them. I don't.
I don't. It's a sleepy little movie. It's like I love it. It's I used the word cozy earlier, and I think that's really the best way to describe it. The fact that it's like raining throughout this entire second half of the movie, like These are just the vibes that I strive for in my everyday life. I watch it in a movie and I find it so calming to watch. The second the movie opens and you hear, this group of kids singing right away, like the endorphins just go to my brain and
It definitely deserves a lot more credit than it gets these days. For me,
100%.
it's kind of the quintessential 80s slasher. It sets the framework for really that whole decade of movies. As much as Halloween started in 78, I personally see more Friday the 13th influenced slasher movies, at least in that era, than there are Halloween influenced ones.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a hot take for some people, but I see movies like Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacres more influential than Halloween on the slasher genre.
I have to agree. I don't think it's controversial at all.
As much as Halloween, I think, is a bit of a better movie, I think Friday the 13th has more influence overall. Even in the Halloween series itself, I don't think you would have gotten parts 4 and 5, for example, if it wasn't for what the Friday the 13th franchise did in the meantime. Not just with this movie, but with the sequels.
You make an excellent point, and I agree.
So
It,
fuck the haters is what I'm saying.
no, look,
And you said earlier about not wanting to be gatekeepy. I don't
I,
really want to be gatekeepy, but I think if you do like have a wide knowledge of slashes, it's not really a hot take.
no, look, I don't want to be gatekeepy, and what I was just gonna say is, I understand why people might not love this one,
Yeah,
but while I understand, it also hurts my heart and my soul.
yeah,
Like I probably take it a little bit too personally, especially.
maybe.
Look, the lack of Jason as a reason to dislike this movie is the only reason that doesn't bug me. When I hear the word boring, just that bugs me. Like I said, it hurts a little bit. I take it personally, like I made the movie myself.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly don't see it as boring. It's very much of its time, and the characters, I guess, aren't the deepest. It's a format slasher, really. But like,
I don't
I don't find it boring.
I don't need the characters to be deep, and you're right, it is a
You need
formulaic
you need them to
slasher.
be enjoyable.
Yeah,
They are,
and
especially
it is.
Brenda.
She's the most enjoyable. And no, you're right. It is a formulaic slasher. And you know what? I like the formula. Sue me.
Most good
You know
slashers are formulaic.
exactly. And
It's the idea,
if you're the type of person who wants something different, there's stuff out there that's different. I like the
especially now.
formula. No matter how predictable some people might find it, no matter how tired some people might find the tropes, I'm still here for it. I mean, there's a reason that after all of these years of watching horror movies, I'm still rewatching the same ones over and over, and I'm leaning, like I always lean more towards the 80s. There's a reason for that. There's a reason those are the ones I rewatch the most often. They're still good. They stand the test of time, and these movies stand the test of time. And
Just supremacy.
my hope is just to see this movie get the same respect that the original Texas Chainsaw gets, that the original Nightmare gets. It doesn't have Jason, but it's the birth of Jason. He was like the rest of the franchise was birthed from this movie.
From Pammy Cakes.
From Pammy Cakes, she is an icon, and we don't talk about her enough. And Betsy Palmer did an amazing job. She took the role because she needed a new car. Otherwise, she would have never accepted the role. After she read the script, she called the movie a piece of shit.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in Crystal Lake Memories.
But
Fuck it,
over
I'll do
the,
it.
but I respect the honesty. It's refreshing. The
Yeah,
best part,
not every actor loves everything that they do. Like, some people just
exactly.
need money.
And the best part about this story is how it ends. And over the years, Betsy Palmer warmed up to the film quite a bit. It made her famous, and she made a lot of appearances at conventions and documentaries to discuss it. And yeah, she really, I think, gained a respect for the movie, like through the fans and through, how well received she and the character are within the community. After the movie came out, it was reviewed, not by Roger Ebert, it was Gene Siskel of Siskel and
Hate that guy.
Ebert. Just to think of how horror movies were received in the 80s, how extremist religious groups picketed against them, took ads out in newspapers and magazines just denouncing it. The reputation that the genre had in the 80s was really drawing a lot of attention from people who just didn't like it. And I don't think Siskel was one of them, but he definitely had strong feelings about horror movies. He hated this one, hated it. And to, I want to say, would I say retaliate? Feels a lot like retaliation. I don't know if it's against Paramount or Sean Cunningham or what have you, but he hated the movie so much that he spoiled the ending in his review in the hopes that people would not go and see it.
Jackass.
Complete jackass. And I have so much fucking hatred and resentment for this man, always have, because how the fuck does somebody who does that in that profession go on to work as long as he did? Could you imagine that, like in 2025? A professional critic
The spoiler
spoiling a
guy.
movie out of spite. It blows my mind. But the worst part about his review, this is what's really fucking vile, is he printed the home addresses of the head of Paramount distribution at the time. I forget the guy's name. And he printed Betsy Palmer's home address.
The douchebag.
The 1980 version of doxing someone.
Yeah.
Classy. So, to borrow from you, Gene Siskel, rest in piss, you won't be missed.
You're gonna get us cancelled.
Anybody who wants to have that conversation, come at me. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, Roger Ebert wasn't the best, but he was probably the better one in that duo. I didn't
Yes.
like any of the horror movies reviews that I've seen. They always had big Karen energy about horror movies, and they were also against Silent Night, Deadly Night in a similar way.
Oh,
Just totally
they
over the top and melodramatic about it.
they railed against that movie because how dare
So
you do that to Santa Claus?
yeah, he's not real, bro. I don't know how to tell you this. Kids probably aren't going to be watching the movie, but that's another story. Maybe we'll do that episode. We can get some more Siskel and Ebert slander in there. I'm here for it.
It's not slander, but
It's not
this
slander
is.
if it's true.
It's not. It is true. It's a widely known fact, and it is the reason that I hate him. I mean, both him and Ebert were like pretentious dicks when it came to reviews in general. They didn't have much respect for the genre. But no, this is, I don't understand, just vile. I mean, luckily there's no stories out there about, anybody going to her house and doing anything.
Yeah, it's just a mean and vicious thing to do over a movie.
It is.
And a good movie, actually, Gene Siskel. So screw you. You were wrong, bro.
Oh
This was
my
a
god.
hit.
It is. It's like, it just is in every conceivable way. And spawned the
Spawned
most
your
wonderful,
franchise.
spawned my franchise and the most beautiful franchise in the world. It just,
I mean, you can share it with me, though, right?
I will share it with everybody. Like
Spread the word.
it's something that I want to be shared. I want more
Marianne the
people to
Missionary
watch
again.
it. I want more people to love it. Hey, everybody, go and watch this movie and just like turn down the lights and enjoy the vibes. Get high if you can.
Yeah, soak it in.
Pop a little edible,
Drink some beer.
get a nice comfy blanket.
Feel up your girlfriend.
Yes. Let's talk about how this franchise is like the perfect franchise if you want to like make out or feel somebody up while watching a movie. This is the franchise.
You heard it here first.
Probably because it's like, it's definite. It has to be like the sexiest franchise in terms of nudity and sex scenes. You do get it in other movies, but it's very minimal. There's no nudity in Texas Chainsaw.
For the
Little
whole
bit in
franchise.
Halloween, yeah. Little bit in Halloween. None in Child's Play.
Rob Zombie fixed that, though.
And a very, very little bit in Nightmare. Yeah, this is definitely the sexiest franchise. All the boobs, all the sex.
Is it the sexiest? What about the first two Hellraiser movies?
I was gonna say an argument could be made for the Hellraiser movies, but I think Friday wins because of sheer numbers.
Yeah, and the movies are
Hellraiser,
generally better.
yeah, Hellraiser has two really sexy movies. Friday, there's nudity in
It's
all of
about
them, I
10,
think. Wait, no, there's no nudity in six. And in six, you get like a really cringe sex scene in the RV.
especially.
Five counts as like three movies because holy shit, there's like three movies worth of boobs in there. Nine, 10.
Welcome to Math Hour with Marianne.
Wait, there's
12
12.
comes next. Yeah. So there's
No,
11.
no. So there's 12 movies and there's two without any nudity. No, there's nudity in Freddy versus Jason. It's just
brief.
Yeah, so it's really just part 6.
Love that
And
for us.
but yeah, there's some movies that do it better than others, like the reboot and part 5. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't that make it the sexiest franchise? I don't know. What do you think? What's your take?
Sure, why the hell not?
So many boobs. We love boobs.
Yeah, pretty much.
So another question for you. I
Well,
mean, look, the title of the movie and the franchise, Friday the 13th, it's very iconic. And look, I don't think I would have it any other way, personally. Just wondering what you think, because the movie was originally supposed to be called Long Night at Camp Blood. I like it. I don't like it enough to want to, like,
it's
rewrite
not a
history.
franchise name. That's like a standalone film.
That's my thought, too.
It feels more like the title of a horror book than of a horror movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Fear Street kind of book. Friday the 13th was inspired. Whole franchise is inspired. That's our takeaway. Forget about Siskel and Ebert. 2 thumbs up from us. That's what really counts.
2 thumbs up, well, 4 thumbs up from us, because, yeah, there's 2 of us.
But yeah, good point. And when we use both thumbs, we're not lazy like those two were.
Seriously. Lazy. Siskel called Cunningham one of the most despicable creatures that has ever infested the film industry.
Oh, come on
Like,
now. He would have loved Harvey Weinstein.
I was just gonna say, bro never met Harvey Weinstein.
I'm sure there were plenty of grosser people around back then too. Come on now. This
Oh,
guy
I'm
was so
sure.
dramatic about horror movies. What a bitch.
No, it's
Okay.
weird. It's really weird.
Well,
Something else that's weird that I realized while watching this.
okay.
This is the only Friday the 13th movie where the killer drives.
Maybe someone gave her lessons.
Also the only Friday the 13th movie where the killer speaks.
Yeah, Jason's kind of quiet. Well,
He is.
no, you're incorrect. Roy
What do you
speaks.
That's true. That's true.
It's one of 2 Friday movies where the killer speaks. And he
Do
drives as well.
do
Roy and
does
Pamela both goaded.
does Jason speak in Jason Goes to Hell? Like when he's in
When he
somebody
possesses
else's
people.
body? I don't
I
think
don't
they
think so.
speak.
No.
No.
They just march around killing.
Yeah. It's it's also the only franchise, the only big franchise that doesn't have its iconic killer in the first movie. There's a lot of things that they did that you don't see in other franchises. It's really unique in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it sets the framework for a lot of 80s slashers. So as much as people want to take the easy route and call it a rip-off of Halloween, which it isn't really. I mean, I know that's the inspiration that they took, that and Twitch of the Death Note. But it does do its own thing.
It does. The first Friday doesn't
And it's
even
been
set
imitated a
up.
lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. More like I agree with you. More, probably just as much as TCM, maybe even more. And the first Friday doesn't even set up the iconography of the series. Watch
Pure
it.
joy.
Love it, people. Love it. No, it's and some people can say that as the franchise went along it got boring and it got predictable and it's kind of the same thing over and over. So what?
Yeah, that's the slasher genre for you. It mostly is the same thing over and over, just dressed differently.
Exactly.
And sick. It's an essential slasher. We love it. We love the series. We're
And I
gonna
want
revisit this series over and over
I want to like gently nudge it into the queer horror category. I
because of the Monopoly.
don't even know if this counts. Yeah, because of the monopoly. I mean, Brenda's character, it's never established whether she's straight or gay or bisexual, but she's not interested in any of the male characters, and she seems very excited at the prospect of Alice taking off her shirt.
Hey, who knows where that game of Monopoly could have gone?
They would have kicked Bill out.
Do you think so?
Maybe,
I could see her as
maybe,
bi.
maybe. I don't know. Either way, there's going to be some scissoring, I feel like. Scissor Sisters.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm into it. Why the hell not?
Why not?
We sheep Alice and Brenda.
That's something that this movie is missing, a girl kiss. And even the
How?
ones that have it need more of it.
Sure, I'm with you.
Jennifer's body is the blueprint.
So that's Friday the 13th.
It is. And I'm sad now.
Don't be sad. We've got 11 more to do, and then we'll just keep revisiting the franchise in various other ways. So it's
I
all good,
know.
Marianne. This is the start of something beautiful.
What were we clocking in at? 2 hours, 34 minutes. I thought this was going to go on for like 5 hours. I could go on for 5 hours if somebody didn't say, hey, we need to stop now.
We've done pretty well.
I could yap about Friday the 13th endlessly.
I know, that's right. The amount of yapping you've done to me alone.
I mean, we had to brainwash you.
It's worked. Here we are.
Yay! Mission accomplished. We love to see it. But yes, that is Friday the 13th, the namesake for our podcast. I mean, not this movie, technically, part 2, but
Yeah, it's the inspiration.
we like to think that the namesake for our podcast is less one movie and more the whole franchise.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I'm down with that. That's a good interpretation.
I mean,
We have a Friday the 13th coming up in February. Can we wait that long to do another Friday episode?
I mean,
that's the question. The temptation's going to be there, I think.
Do we have to go in order, is the question. I'm wondering.
I don't know. I think it might make sense since we started with the first one.
Yes. I mean, I feel like we had to start with the first one.
Yeah. But that's a Friday the 13th episode, Marianne. We've done it.
We have.
Mission accomplished.
The main takeaway is that Pamela's an icon. Go give Pamela her flowers. Go watch her movie.
And more girl kisses.
And more girl kisses. And maybe something was placed in Kevin Bacon's Speedo.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He knows. And maybe one day he'll speak out.
5 stars for me. And 5 stars for him one day. I'll fix him. I'll work on it. I'll get it to 5 stars. I'll make him see that, it belongs up there with TCM.
I said in my letterbox review, it gets better every time. Maybe that'll continue.
Hell yeah.
Well, that means we're done for this week. So what that really means, dear listeners, is that we'll see you next Tuesday.
Fuck yeah!
We did it!
Oh my god.
Still recording? This is a never.